for men to really know that you are the one for him, he needs to experience a feeling of loss. So if he doesn't think that you're capable of ever walking away and that you'll always be there, it doesn't matter how beautiful you are, how accomplished you are, how sweet you are. It doesn't matter if you have all of these components that most men would want, because if you don't have the self-worth to walk away from him, if he's a jerk or if need be, then something within him is going to bar him from committing to you fully. My name is Fareen Ash. I'm a relationship, dating, and intimacy expert. I teach about the masculine, feminine energy dynamics in relationships, and I talk about polarity and attraction. I was a former lawyer. I am now an author, coach, and I teach women how to embody their feminine energy. Your feminine energy is the aspect of you that is divine and pure, and it's the aspect of you that attracts everything to you. And so you really want to learn how to step into your feminine energy, especially if you want a dynamic with a masculine energy man that is filled with passion, love, and desire. Because companionship, as I always say, is very different from a romantic relationship with someone where there's a lot of attraction. Fear of loss for men is really important to experience because men need to feel that there is value in what they are investing in. And if they feel that a woman is very desperate at an unconscious level, they start to take that relationship for granted. I want you to think about anything that we have an abundance of, right? If we don't feel that we can lose it, we take it for granted. We take that which we have for granted. And that's not a bad thing. We do want to have a sense of security, but we won't value something unless we think that thing can be lost. And so with men particularly, yes, there needs to be a level of security that they feel with the woman, but that security also needs to be coupled with a sense of loss. A man can't feel that no matter what I do, and even if I show up incorrectly or I behave badly, that this woman is going to take it. And again, this is unconscious. This is not happening at a conscious level. This is very primal. It's in our body. So it's not something that he's thinking about consciously, especially if he's a masculine energy man, because again, like he's very focused on other things. Innately, what happens is a man wants to feel this level of worth in a woman. So when a healthy, empowered man decides to commit to a woman, the woman that he's going to commit to is a woman that he feels, wow, there's something different about her. With this woman, I cannot show up in a way that is, let's say, low value. I can't be cheap with her in who I am. So cheap with her meaning I can't operate from the lower aspects of myself because she's not going to take it. This is not a woman that is going to allow me to not be the best version of myself. He needs to feel that in a woman. If he doesn't feel that and he feels that there's no sense of worth in you as a woman, and he'll see this in the way you show up and the way you carry yourself, he's not going to think that you are the one, and he's not going to even want to be with you. How this will look in relationships with men is when you put them on a pedestal. Anytime you are taking a man's role and you're putting him on a pedestal, he's getting the sense that I can have her whenever I want. Doesn't matter how badly I behave because she's always going to be there. And so that's not triggering this feeling in him that you are the one, because a woman that is the one is not going to stick around when a man is behaving poorly or he's acting like a jerk or he's not stepping up, he's not calling. She's not going to act like that. And so she's not going to show up waiting for him. When you are waiting for a man and he has not committed to you, he's not shown up for you, he's disappeared in your life, or he always makes excuses, etc., especially when this is before commitment, it's even worse when it's before commitment. If this is happening before he's even solidified something with you, you're like definitely not attractive to him whatsoever, and he's just not going to commit to you. I hate to say this to you. He's not, because if he's not even given you a certain level of commitment and you are looking for him to commit to you and you're looking for ways to get him to be interested in you, and you're using your mental and emotional energy towards trying to get this man back versus yourself. This is why the inner work course is so important. Instead of sitting there and fixating on a man, look at yourself, heal yourself, because then you're not going to be chasing a man. If you're pining over a man before there's been any level of consistency within him of how he feels about you and his advancement towards you, his action towards you, he is not interested in you. It puts a woman in a very bad position to be waiting for a man and to be very interested in a man, especially if he's a healthy man. Because if he's a healthy man, he can like sniff right away a woman that is confident, and he is going to be unattracted to a woman that is attracted to him without him having to earn her. Later on in the relationship, how this looks is because again, men and women test each other. So with a man, the way this is going to look is how is the woman showing up in the relationship with like me meeting her needs and desires? Am I meeting her needs and desires? And is she staying true to her standards of what she communicated to me in terms of what she wanted in the beginning of the relationship? So if you're entering a relationship and you want to be married and you communicate that to him, but yet you give him your body without any sort of commitment, and he's prolonging the relationship because again, men know very early on whether you're the one, and within the year he should propose. So if he's not proposing within the year, something is going on and he's delaying it. And again, men are going to delay proposing and commitment with women the older they get. And not only the older they get, but if a man can have the benefits without committing in that way to a woman, they will. They'll take it because, again, men are afraid of losing their freedom. So if they're going to give their freedom away to someone, they want to make sure that woman is not trying to lock him down. The more that you try to lock a man down, the more he's thinking this is not the one for me because subconsciously he's thinking if she's trying to lock me down at this point, what's marriage going to be like with her? I'm going to feel trapped. So the woman that he's actually wanting to give his freedom away for is the woman that is not looking to lock him down. She has her own standards. She knows that she wants marriage. She wants a committed relationship. She shows up in a high value way, which again come from her own inner work, her values, her beliefs, her energy, her thoughts, her emotions, everything aligns in a certain way, which actually make her desirable to men. And so she shows up a certain way. And a man that is not meeting the standards that she seeks for her own life, she'll walk away. When a man gets this feeling about a woman that if I don't step up my game, I'm going to lose her, that is the woman that he starts to commit to. He needs to have this sense that no matter what stage of a relationship you're in, you'll walk away. And even in marriage, I don't care that I'm engaged. I don't care even when I'm married. Like, I am always going to walk away from a relationship that doesn't feel good to me, or if my partner is not showing up in a way that is in integrity with who he is and also with who I am, I will always walk away. And many of you look at marriage as the end all be all. I don't. And so if you are a high value woman or person and you come to the table with a lot, you're not going to look at marriage as the end all be all. You're going to look at a fulfilling relationship as the end all be all. And you're going to wait to make sure that the partner that you decide to commit your entire life to is also on the same spiritual, emotional, and growth oriented path that you are. Just because you decide to marry someone doesn't mean that you're going to have a happy relationship with them. And so fulfillment should be the end goal. And women that are desirable to men have this mindset. They have the mindset that, yes, I want to be married. I want to be in a committed relationship with someone. But if this is not feeling good to me, or if my partner is not showing up in integrity or is taking me for granted, that she can walk away because this again checks men. And if there's no like checks and balances in place with men, sometimes they can become very lazy and unpurposeful and demotivated. And so a woman that he wants to commit to is also going to keep him on his toes. She's not going to let him get too comfortable. I'm not suggesting that any of us play games, but a quality woman is going to have a certain standard for herself and her relationships. And she's going to expect that her partner is also coming to the table with a certain level of integrity, leadership, and he's coming to the table with certain qualities that she wants. And if she sees that he's not doing that, she's not going to nag him into doing that. Instead, she's going to communicate how he's showing up and she's going to be prepared to walk away. Men, if they feel that you are not capable of walking away for whatever reason it is, and it doesn't matter what reason is, like any reason to stay in a relationship that is unfulfilling is an excuse and it's coming from a place of fear. And that's okay and completely normal, but we don't want to be in denial. We want to at least admit that. If a man feels that this woman is not going to walk away, then when you move into marriage with a man, all the behaviors that you saw before marriage are going to amplify. This is why, to me, marriage is not the end goal. A growth oriented, fulfilling relationship that stands the test of time, to me, is what determines a good and healthy marriage. And again, that takes time. That is not something that you see right away. It should always be the man that is looking to lock the woman down versus the woman looking to like settle down. So even if a woman wants to settle down, quality women are going to make sure that they are committing themselves to a man that is also very growth oriented and is going to contribute to the relationship. It's not going to be a drain on her emotionally, physically, financially, spiritually, because she's coming to the table as a whole happy individual. So she's not going to rush into marriage until she sees over time how a man has dealt with challenges in the relationship. It's going to be very different if a man is with a quality woman, because when a man is with a quality woman, he already sees that, wow, this is a woman that's going to bring a lot to the table. And if I don't get my act together, I'm going to lose her and I'm not going to find anyone like her. So this is where the fear of loss comes in. When you move into a marriage with a man and you've let go of a lot of bad behavior from the beginning of the relationship. Let's say he's out late all the time. Maybe he does drugs. Maybe he's not contributing financially. Maybe he's lazy. Whatever behaviors you let slide in the relationship, what's going to happen now is when you move into marriage, those like behaviors are just going to amplify. And now he really knows you're not going to walk away because now you're married. And if you are more put together, let's say financially, than he is, he's technically hit the lottery. You haven't. And so you're a little bit trapped because he thinks that you're not going to walk away. So it's always really important that you have the mindset that you are a quality woman and you bring that quality to the table. You don't just think this in an arrogant way, because then when you attract quality men, they're also going to perceive you in that way and you're going to show up that way. And when they drop the ball, you're going to make it known. So when we don't feel good about ourselves, when a man drops the ball, we let everything go, right? We let everything go because we're afraid to be alone. We don't want to lose this man. And so we let all of the bad behaviors go. And a man takes us for granted. And he doesn't think that you're the one because he doesn't fear losing you. You want to make sure that you come to the table with a lot so that a man understands that you are valuable and that even if he drops the ball, because men will drop the ball, it's been their DNA, immediately when you make mention of it, he's going to want to change that behavior. And you want to correct all of these things before you get married. I often observe that low value men, if they meet a woman that is quality or better than them, or they perceive as better than them financially or in the looks department or whatever, are going to really want to speed up courtship and are going to want to lock the woman down. That is a major red flag for women, just as a woman that perceives a man that is better than the woman, let's say, or more financially well off, masculine, just as a woman that perceives a man that is high quality is going to want to rush into marriage. That's also a red flag for men. In a healthy relationship, a woman is not going to want to rush courtship. She's going to want to take her time, which puts a man's defenses down. And a man thinks to himself that this is a woman that I can actually give up my freedom for. And when he has dropped the ball, or there's instances where, let's say, he's not stepping up to the plate, a woman is not going to nag. She's going to have the capability of walking away and walking away elegantly. And that is going to spark a desire in a man to know that this is not a woman that I can leave. I cannot be without this woman. If a man does not feel that I cannot be without this woman, and when he's not in the woman's presence, that he's not feeling a longing for her, a man is not thinking that you are the one, and he is just not going to be interested in you. Okay, my loves, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you on the next one. Bye for now.